I received a song in my head that was clearly related to twin flames. I'm usually chosen for the tough love messages and my down-to-earth way of expressing, which is a polite way of saying no bullshit. The song was Don't Go Breaking My Heart. Part of the song covers concerns by the couple as to whether they can actually have a healthy relationship, considering their behaviors of the past. That is addressed in the points I've been asked to share. The points start with the fact that many readings now are presenting union as imminent, which has caused so many people to get excited, then disappointed when nothing seems to be happening still. And some have dealt with surprising endings rather than the hoped-for unions. Please remember that everyone is at a different stage in the journey. Some may actually be ready for union, but there are just as many still believing that this is just about romance, being obsessed with their counterparts, crushed by the triggers that have come their way, and seemingly still unaware that this is about lots of personal work. At this point, if you have truly been doing your healing work, you know that this is all about balancing the masculine and feminine energies within yourself. Finding balance in your emotions and reactions. Learning that there is nothing more reliable than your own intuition. If you're still relying on readings to guide your decisions and actions, or are still taking to heart the opinions of others as more important than your own instincts, you're not far enough along in your healing to be anticipating union. If you are still overly concerned about the disapproval of your family and friends, there is work yet to be done in trusting that only you can know what is best for you. Are you ready for union? Have you taken on for healing abandonment and rejection wounds? Focused on self-love and self-esteem? Tackled self-doubt? People-pleasing? Codependence? Hyper-independence? If you're shaking your head and saying, you're not ready for union. Are you still pointing the finger at your divine counterpart and blaming them for hurting you without recognizing that they're presenting you with the very circumstances you need to identify what still needs to be healed? If your focus is not on healing yourself and you're concerned that, they're not doing their work, you are not ready. Some of you who have done the healing work have developed almost a fear about finally coming into union because of what you have heard about your divine counterpart coming in with the intention to snow you into believing that they have changed when they have not. You wonder if you'll be able to recognize that you're being played because you ignored the red flags before. You are not the same person you were then. Have you not had more than one test which was meant to improve and refine your discernment? Have you not learned to trust what your gut and your heart are telling you? Have you not been presented with opportunities where you absolutely had to speak up for yourself and your rights and your needs, knowing the outcome may not always be as you would want, but that you fulfilled your obligation to speak your truth? Have you not learned to ask questions rather than be polite when you are unclear about situations? It was all for the reason of preparing you. You will know if your divine counterpart is being sincere. Let us point out, though, that you can take suspicion too far in this circumstance. For instance, if you feel you are being rushed into making a decision, think back to how hard it has been for you to have to wait when not knowing if the outcome will be positive or negative. What you might see as pressure might actually be nerves and discomfort, fear that there will be rejection. We're not encouraging you to fold under what you perceive as pressure. But please be sensitive to your counterpart. Listen with not only your ears, but your heart. You may already be feeling the sting of what feels like tough love at this point, but there are 2 more things we need to share with you. You have been kept in the dark as to what your counterpart has been doing in the time of separation. And that was not by accident. You were being given the opportunity to trust or not trust. If you want success in this, you need to, and we are going to put it quite bluntly, shit or get off the pot as to whether you are going to stick with this even though you don't know all the details. If you've been doing the work, and this is only for those who have, you have had enough time to know if this is a true heartfelt connection, soul-felt connection, or not. Decide if you're in. Decide if you're out. But decide and stick with it. Some of you are aware that your counterpart is going through very challenging times, but don't know the exact circumstances. You have suspected there may be a karmic connection that's interfering, but you have not been given evidence of that. We would like to make you aware of a situation that potentially relates to you, though it doesn't relate to everyone. For some, your divine counterpart is dealing with a karmic that has gone around the mental health bend. Your counterpart is dealing with something that has them legitimately concerned for your safety, and they're making decisions to protect you. You've been thinking, oh great, obviously my counterpart has not been healing since I'm still being excluded from coming together and working as a team. So let us ask you this. Have you not expressed to us that you're tired of having to do everything on your own without support? Have you not made it clear to us that you want to come into a partnership where your person wants to give to you and take care of you in equal measure? Your counterpart has decided to keep you out of what has become a huge, disturbing mess. You wanted someone who would care about your well-being, who would do their best to offer you a peaceful life. That is exactly what is happening, though you have not been given details. Your divine counterpart does not wish you to have to deal with the insanity of their life as it stands at this moment. This is done from love, not a desire to control you or exclude you. As always, you have free will. You can decide if you want to continue to stick with it or not. But you are at the point, having healed so much, that you must commit fully or walk away and not look back. There is no more room for being wishy-washy. You've certainly learned what you do not want and what you do want at this point. You have accused your counterpart of being afraid of commitment, but let us ask you, who is the one that has gone back and forth about whether they will continue to stick with this if the going continues to be tough? Remember that you are mirrors. Quit throwing out suspicion and replace it with acceptance that you will continue to be kept in the dark until everything comes together in the perfect way for your highest good. Only you can decide if you want to wait. You have to decide now. Make a decision that you can live with and stick with. We know this is not easy. We're aware of how much you've been struggling. But this is your notice that you must decide to trust your counterpart and the universe fully or abort the mission. We send you so much love.